All right, y'all. So this is the Homeroom with Smooth podcast. I got with me some new people, some reoccurring, all that. I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. So let's start with ladies first. Celine, go ahead, and we'll just go across the bottom.
Unmute your mic.
You muted yourself back again.
Oh, yo, too big though. It's just Celine in the building. How y'all doing?
What's
We
up?
good. We good.
Hi, I'm Tajay.
All right. All right. Hello. Welcome to the pod. This is the first episode.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Tajay.
Nice to meet you. I'm excited to be here.
All right. Pleasure to have you.
And Tally.
Talia? You're not even gonna introduce yourself. You just gonna leave yourself on mute.
She's muted. Hey, you're muted.
Yeah, you're mute. You have muted yourself.
Follow me on the socials. It's Love Family X, Talia. Thanks for having me, guys. Love to be here.
Cool.
All right. KJ, go ahead, man.
Yo, it's KJ making my season debut.
This man.
Hey man, listen, man. Hey, man. That's all I got. Best I could do for you on this Easter Sunday, sir.
Oh yeah,
Right,
it is
I
Easter.
feel it. It is.
Shout out to the
All
bunny.
right, Kev, introduce yourself.
I'm Kev, man. Happy Easter, everybody. I wasn't even thinking about it, to be real with you. But look, Mr. Lee is joined.
Lee, what's up,
That's
man?
my guy right there.
Sounds good, yes.
That's my guy.
What you munching on? You got some pizza there? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just
yeah,
making
you got
poor dietary decisions.
What you talking about? Is it vegetables on that pizza? There's tomatoes on there.
Fuck no.
Oh,
Hey man, just go work it off.
Your
Go
hair
work it
always
off.
been like that.
Say again?
Did you dye your hair? Your hair always been like that.
My hair's always been like that.
Oh,
Okay. Well, look, y'all. I'm obviously smooth. Thanks everyone for coming. Let's get right into the first. Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to say Happy Easter. That's first of all. So Happy Easter to everybody watching. Hope you found your Easter eggs. You know what I'm saying. You thanked God for, you know what I'm saying, not staying in the grave and dying for your sins and all that other good stuff. If that's what you believe.
Hey man, you ain't gonna sit up here and play with Jesus like that, man.
No, I don't know what if people believe that. Some people don't. Some people that watch literally don't.
yeah, some people might not, be feeling that part of it, this segment.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta lay it on light. You know what I'm saying? I could. You know what I'm saying? I could. You know what I'm saying? Grab the mic. And get to talking about touch your neighbor and all that other stuff. We have a service in here if we wanted to, but I think we're not doing all that.
Go ahead, bro.
So so the icebreaker is so Celine, you picked this. You picked this. So the icebreaker is women cheating on men. So Celine, if you want to take it away.
Wow.
Ma'am?
You muted.
They're cheating, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay. So, it's so embarrassing. Okay, so the reason why this is the breaking topic is because I'm basically crucifying myself at this point. But women cheat on men too. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's always everybody is so willing and able to talk about like how like men cheat on women and like we need to be able to like open a conversation about women cheating on men too. And I mean, I'm a subject. Like at this point, like just put it out there. Like I did it. I feel like shit about it. So I don't know how men do it, but at the same time, women do that shit. Like it happens. And I mean, like, how y'all feel about it? Because I felt like shit. So Have either of these women, have y'all ever cheated before?
No, not like in a relationship, but I've definitely been like talking to somebody and talking to someone else and keeping that on the low. I agree with you. I think women do it too. I think we get away with it more. I think we do it less. I do think women cheat less than men do. I think we get away with it more when we do cheat. But I think that I mean, it's just a stigma. Men they kind of see us as like more holy, or they want us to be more holy. I'm not sure if that's like the right word, but we're not necessarily. We're just like them. So
people.
We're people. We're all
more
people.
innocent.
Yeah, I guess we're sometimes seen as more innocent, or we're supposed to strive to be more innocent, but that's not even. We're the same as you guys. We have the same motivation.
KJ got some big eyes here, man.
To me, like to even like ride off of that, I think like to me, like I learned my lesson with this one time. Like there is no more like, oh, I'm gonna fuck up again. I'm gonna fuck up again. I'm gonna fuck up again, and keep on. Like no, like this one time, I felt so terrible. Like I'm just like how do I deliver myself at this point? Like why would I do some crazy ass shit like that? And I know how it feels too. So it's like, but majority of the time.
And I think like women, we don't really do it as a game. Sometimes I think with men, like y'all are pressured to like talk to all the girls and have like, you know, sometimes, but I think that when women do it, it's definitely more emotional. Like it's like something we're not getting where it's sometimes. I'm not saying men don't also cheat for emotional reasons.
If anything, I think that might be the worst cheating. If you're doing it because of emotional reasons, for a man, it's like a physical thing,
so
you know, and you trying to stay. Because at the end of the day, go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, Kev. No, I was just gonna say. Come on, Kev.
No, bro, look. At the end of the day, man, for a lot of men, it's a physical thing. Because when they cheating on a woman, like you know, you could say he doesn't really love her, all this and that, but at the end of the day, he trying to hide it from her. He trying to stay with her. You know what I mean? Women, I think they actually shopping around for the next new dude or something. They actually trying to get out of that. If they get something that they're not receiving from you, and they keep getting it from someone else, eventually they're probably gonna leave.
Okay, hold on.
That's my opinion.
I was gonna say I feel like women definitely cheat.
Honestly, I feel like
Talia, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, let him go. No, let him go first.
KJ, go ahead.
It was real quick though. I was just gonna say I definitely feel like women cheat emotionally before they cheat physically. Like I feel like women emotionally have to leave whatever relationship or situationship or whatever you want to call it these days they're in first before the physical can go with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like it's normalized for men to cheat. So I feel like that's why. I don't mean normalize as in like it's something that's okay, but I feel like you guys all mentioned, like it's heard of more of men cheating, whereas women it's kind of like, damn, she cheated, right? Like whereas with men it's kind of like, oh, he cheated, like he's a dog, you know?
Well, I mean,
kind of expected, like men cheat, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I got a question for you, Talia.
Women cheat too, they just don't get caught.
What does a woman gain from cheating?
What's what?
What do women gain from cheating? Because I'm gonna be honest, even though men and women cheat, it seems like when women cheat, they oftentimes end up being the losers of that situation. They can go out and get what they want, but like, I don't know. With a man, it just seems it's less, how to put it, like the consequences aren't really there.
I feel like it's like the thing where people are never satisfied. They always want more. You know, I feel like that's like humans' biggest dilemma. We're always searching for like the next thing. So it could be that. Honestly, I'm not sure at all. It could. People say that like cheating is almost never about the physical aspect, but I feel like it could be. I feel like it could be. It really just depends from like to a person's like situation. Some women cheat because they're not receiving the emotional, I guess, like whatever from their partner.
Yeah. I don't think men do that, to be honest.
Sometimes. I think sometimes they could, but I feel like it's mainly physical when it comes to men.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is business not getting handled at home. Okay, go ahead. My bad. She's still talking.
Bati, like her ass is big. Like
No, it's just cutting out.
Yeah, you cutting
Nah,
in and out.
I was gonna say though, I definitely do like. I think men with us,
that's what I'm
I
on right
definitely.
now. Damn, is it my Wi-Fi?
Huh?
Huh?
Mhm.
Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna say
Nah,
what I gotta say real quick. Then Katie, you can go.
go ahead, bro.
So I guess my joke's not even gonna land correctly now because it took too long. Never mind. So
Missed the
go
moment.
ahead, KJ. Go ahead.
Nah,
I
I
missed
was.
my moment. I missed my moment for the joke.
No, I definitely agree. I think Celine said it. Where women cheat too, they just don't get caught. Like, so can I tell a story real quick, right? So boom, here's my story, and I'll make it brief, right? So, my ex had a friend. She was married. She was married. So my ex used to enable. It was her sorority sister. So I'm not gonna say the sorority because everybody's gonna figure this shit out, right? So my ex used to enable her sorority sister to cheat. Like they would. She would come visit us. She would come visit us. She would stay with us. And there was this dude that she would see. And he would take her out on dates. He would spend time with her for the weekend, while her husband would stay at home. With the kid, they live together obviously with the kid and whatnot. And he would say, "Oh, I'm going to visit." She would say, "Oh, I'm going to visit my sorority sister. We're gonna hang out." And she would post the pictures like they'd be in the club. We would be playing game night, smoking hookah, the whole nine. But she would still dip off to see this dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Husband never found out about it, right? But flash forward, I think about maybe like 2-3 years later, he cheated on her, got caught cheating, and she divorced him and is now getting child support and alimony because she caught him cheating. And
Mm-hmm.
to me, I just look at it as like, yo, bro, like,
Oh, see, that's that
I'm
bull.
like,
Life is a
Yeah.
bitch.
I sit back and I
Yeah.
look at the shit. I look at the shit like, at one side, it's like, damn, this nigga, like, this shit is trash, right? And then I look at it like,
But he'll
damn,
never
like,
let it happen again.
but yeah, right. But then I look at it on the other side, it's like, damn, dog, like, how you didn't peep the signs, like some shit was weird. Like, I
I
don't
know,
know, man.
right?
But it goes to like what Celine was saying, like women do cheat, but they don't get caught. And like when I hear the story and they just like, yeah, y'all niggas are dumb, y'all niggas are stupid. I be listening like, yeah, niggas do be dumb and niggas do be stupid because I know several women that cheated and their husbands just be a kikiing and a grinning and buying shit in their face. And I'm just like, damn, dog, like sad for you. I hate to see it.
You think men are messier?
Bro, I think
They're
women get
messier?
caught. Women do get caught cheating, bro. It's not
That's
true.
what I'm saying.
I know somebody directly, like, yeah.
You guys think that men are messier? And
I
y'all
don't
just
know.
No,
This is my
Absolutely.
thing. When you
Yeah.
say that
Absolutely.
Yeah.
men could probably be messier because they're like, I
It's
don't think
literally
they
like a
care
cat
as
and a
much.
dog.
Because, like,
hold
at the
on.
end of the
I think
day,
that's what
when a
it is. It's
man,
the lack.
Hold on,
so, all
y'all.
right.
We can't keep talking over each other, all right? Like, I don't know what's going on. We can't keep talking over each other, okay?
We
One
got a lot
person
of
go.
lag and delays and latency. So it's
Yeah,
hard to keep it
there is some
flowing.
latency. True. But Kev, go ahead, finish your point.
Oh
Then
no, I was just
Ty.
saying, like Talia, going off what she was saying, men are messier because like they're usually careless. I think it's like put it this way, man. When it's just a physical thing and that man just trying to go get something for the night, bro, he usually gonna discard her after that. Keep it real. He ain't got no emotional attachment to her like that. He ain't really because it don't mean nothing. He might not be trying to hide it all like that because it's like she don't mean nothing.
Mhm.
And like that's the reality. Because like here's the thing: when women cheat emotionally, I see it as like a bridge to romance, potential romance. When you're cheating on someone emotionally, it's probably because you're not happy with that person. Men don't necessarily cheat on women. I mean, they can, but it's not normally because they're not happy. Probably because they just want to go hit another girl that look better. To be real with you, but do you want to keep the one that he has? I'm just saying, there's some people who do that, bro.
I wanna
Go
I wanna
ahead.
add some I was gonna add something to that though. It's something that I thought about as I was sitting in a cigar lounge 2 weeks ago. I noticed that when men cheat, and this an old head said this to me. He said, if you do cheat, right? Not advocating, but if you choose to cheat, make sure you cheat with a motherfucker who got just as much to lose as you do. And I feel like a lot of men, going back to Tally's point, they get messy because they cheat with women like, oh, she got a fat ass, oh, she got big titties, but it's a single woman who she just out here doing her thing, and she know that you married and she reaping the benefits, and it's like she don't got shit to lose at the end of the day. And so when you come into the situation and you giving her, okay, you monitor the drinks, you might buy her some clothes, you treating her to the lobster and the crab dinners and the whole nine.
Not the
I
crap.
ain't doing
Hold
that
on, hold
shit.
on, bro. You cheating? You taking on
Hold
the
on,
dates?
hold on, bro. Let me finish.
Yeah, like what's going on?
Yo, that's
No,
romantic.
hold on.
Yeah.
No. Hold on. Tom, let me finish. Let me explain. Like, you giving her these extra benefits of whatever it may be. Then you're like, hey, it's a lot of trust me, this is what a lot of older cats do this shit, bro. And
Oh, okay.
the problem is because
Not
they
me.
got that expendable income and they don't really care, right? But they're messing with women who don't have shit to lose. And in that situation, when you fuck with her emotions, like mind you, you giving her dick, you giving her things, you giving her attention and affection. When you take that away, some women can become vindictive towards that. And now it's like, man, fuck. Like, all right, this nigga toyed with my heart. He played with my emotions. Despite of her knowing what it was when they went into it. Now what is she going to do? All right, let me call his wife. Let me call his girlfriend. Let me do this. And then it's going to be, hey, Barbara, this is Shirley type situation. Whereas when men do it, like, let's say it's a single brother, he cheats with a married woman. It's like, bro, like, damn, I just got some pussy from this married chick. It's not, hey, let me break up this girl marriage. Like, let me pull a August.
Nah.
It's not on no. Very rarely do you see an August Alsina type nigga like, damn, I just smashed this cougar. Let me tell Will Smith. Like,
Damn.
niggas is like, nah, bro. Like,
KJ.
we gonna get in the group chat. Like, bro, like, damn, them cheeks was fat, bro. That shit was wet. That shit was good. She took
Keep
me
it
out
real
to eat,
though.
bro. She took me out to eat. Like, she got me a couple polo t-shirts, bro. And I feel great, man. I got my nut off, and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
women are more vindictive when it comes to like being the other woman than men are vindictive when they find out they're the side nigga.
Stop taking your side hoes on dates, man. When you dating with women, there's like an undertone that you might want to be with them, even if you tell them what it is. They think the fact you taking them on dates, there might be a chance. Yeah, so stop playing with emotions like that.
No, like you can't do none of that. What the fuck?
You taking your side hoe on dates, bro? What? Come on, bro.
Right.
So hold on,
bro.
You supposed to not be seen with her. Where you going to the
at
movies?
all? Like,
What are you trying to do? Like a sister wives thing? What the? That's too much.
Hey, in an effort of full transparency though, so so what was it, like 2 years off and on? Like it was me and basically remain nameless, somebody's wife, like two years off and on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the first year I did not know. First year I didn't know that she was married. I didn't know because I had messed with her prior before she even got married. So it was just like, oh, she swung back around, you know what I'm saying? She spun the block, and I'm like, cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm getting what I want. We good. But then, like, you know what I'm saying? Like around year 2, I'm like, yo, like you got a whole family, like go home. Like I started to just tell her that. I'm like, go home, man. Like you got a whole family. Where is your child? Where's your daughter at, fam? Like, like, do you know where your daughter is? Like, go home. You can't be with me every day, fam. Like, how is he not like this don't raise an alarm for him, like at all? Like every time he call you, like this, it was wild. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, does he know who I am? No, I hope not. Like I ain't tell him. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that goes to your point though. Like, ain't no dude finna pull. Hey, if he does, like that's gonna be kind of wild. Like for California standards, like he gonna have to like really like go, like look me up. Like, but hey.
Bro, to keep it real, some of these husbands do know their woman is cheating. There's like rules to the shit, though. Keeping it real.
True.
That's how swingers and stuff started.
That's not cheating then. That's an open marriage.
Yeah. Yeah, that is an open marriage at that point.
That's not monogamous then.
Well, it could be
I mean,
monogamous if you're
as
giving
long as
that
it's
person all your
consenting, I don't
emotional
really give a fuck what they're
resources.
doing.
No, that's
Right.
not an open marriage. Is not
It's just
monogamy
not
anymore. Y'all.
exclusivity.
No, I'm saying it's not necessarily not monogamous if you're not actually giving them your emotional resources. You see what I'm saying? What is a girlfriend? It's someone who's invested in you emotionally. You see what I'm saying? If they're not invested in that person emotionally, yeah, like technically it's not monogamy, but then again, I don't know if it's really cheating. They're just using that person.
But non-monogamous just means like you're
You're not with one person.
Yeah, but you can still be emotionally attached to multiple. Some people can. They can be
Yeah, then
emotional.
that's not monogamy.
Yeah.
That's called polygamy.
Or
Exactly.
polyamory. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with someone having a physical thing if all their emotional resources are committed to someone else. I think that is still
There's
technically
got to
monogamy.
be
Okay? It's
For
your
me,
communication in that, though,
Yeah,
because
communication.
there's something wrong when you ain't telling the other person what the fuck you're
Yeah.
doing.
Like, why are you hiding it now? Why are you keeping
Right.
it low key now? Hold up.
Yeah, because obviously you're ashamed of it if you don't want to talk about it.
Mhm.
Like there was. I feel like there has to be some level of emotion if you're not going to talk about it with your partner. Like,
Mhm.
like you like whether because like everybody gets horny. Like let's just lay that out. Because there's women just fucking being because they felt like it, and there's dudes just fucking because they felt like it, and there's dudes who are getting to know like to be flirtatious with certain women, and because they felt a connection with them, and there are women who feel flirtation with certain dudes because they felt some connection with that other person.
All
You
right.
know, there's just so many levels. Everybody's human and has these certain thoughts, but it comes down to like acting on it and that communication with your said partner, or that becomes the problem or lack of communication. That's to say.
I feel that.
I feel like anything you do,
Yeah.
I think you just said it, Lee. Anything you do that you can't talk to your partner about, that you gotta hide or sneak about, or even in some cases omit, because we know people like to omit details and be like, "Well, you didn't ask me directly that, and so I didn't volunteer the information, so technically I didn't lie." But my thing is, I feel like omission is lying as well too. But anytime you have to do any of that stuff, you're cheating. Point blank. You know.
And
Yeah.
call it what it is, man.
Yeah. This is a
You
dope
know?
icebreaker. I want to hear what Celine had to say.
Yeah, Celine got to go. She said she had to go. So yeah.
Oh, she just have to
I'm
turn
just-
off the camera. She says.
Oh, she just had to turn up the camera. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
All right. Oh, my bad. You back, Celine? You
Okay.
back? You back?
Okay. So.
I don't want to beef. I don't want to beef. What's your name?
Who's she talking to?
What?
She's talking to
Sorry,
Lee?
hold
Lee.
on. Look, that's why I'm like, it's just a whole lot of shit.
Y'all at the
going on right
drive-thru?
now.
They ain't talking to people in real life, bro.
Right.
My
Hey,
life
give
is
me
moving.
give me a Popeye chicken
Um,
sandwich. I'm hungry,
Okay,
Damn.
so at this
Oh
point,
fuck, that sounds
like,
so good.
man, bro.
You
I
eat
mean,
pizza.
when it to me, when it comes down
I'm
to
starving,
it, like I said, like I brought this subject up for a reason, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yes, like I'm a subject of this, but okay, for this situation, only been like talking for I want to say like 3 months. I met him New Year's, but we linked like really good. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like one of those ones where, like, mind you, I just got a relationship too, though. Like I was in a relationship for 4 years. I have a child that is 1.5 almost, and like this is my, you get what I'm saying? Like that was my first relationship.
I just want you to know that.
Let me, yeah, this has got to be another conversation for another day.
Hey, look, I'm
All
gonna
right,
put it this way.
We'll finish this conversation up another time. It's
I got a
okay.
question for the guys here, man. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
So look, you can't control everything, bro. You ain't gonna be with your lady 100% of the time. You can't just manipulate where she goes and who she talks to. So look, I say when you get older and you stop caring about some of these things, it's like, look, number one, you could choose to not cheat, okay? But then it's like if you do, Number one, don't give him no head and come kiss me. Make sure they use a condom. And 3, don't let me find out about it, and don't let other people find out about it. Well, I mean, come on. I mean, if I find out about it, it's straight, but don't let other people know. You know,
I feel like that first rule is getting broken, bro.
What? Yeah. Don't give them no head.
Like, bro, I definitely feel like
like that.
Look, if you cheat me, give me head. Hey, no, you can let him give you some, but when he pull it out, you be like, You hear how many times you ever? All right, okay.
Nah, bro. I definitely feel like if I'm the side dude, like so.
You're not the side. If you decide,
no,
okay.
I'm saying like if I'm the side dude, because so I'm gonna put it on table. Like I messed with a married woman before. I didn't know she was married. Probably the same situation, similar to Smooth. Is like I didn't know she was married, and we had sex a couple times, and I got head. But when I found out she was married, and I found out the parameters that I was just being used as a pawn, because her excuse literally was, "Oh, he's over." Like he was there. Military, he was in the Navy, he was overseas, her excuse was, oh, when he on this ship, he do whatever he wants, so when I'm stateside, I do whatever I want. And I'm like, no, that's not how this works. Like if this nigga comes home and I'm on his wife, then I'm like,
he in the Navy. He in the Navy. I'm gonna tell you, I got friends in the Navy, and yeah, they do be doing it when they go overseas. Husbands and shit would be fucking that might be what she meant. She might be like,
oh yeah, it's over. Like yeah, I'm already hit, but like this was like 10 years ago. I was like 21, 22. But me, like probably like 19, actually. So probably 12 years ago, bro. Like, so at the time, for me, it was like at first, it was like, all right, this older woman, she's interested in me. Then it was like, okay, she's married. Then it's like she's married. Like, what are you gonna do, KJ? Then it was like, damn, the shit was good. So I spun the block one time. Then my man's was like, yeah, bro, like you might want to back out of it. He about to come off his tour. Like, yeah, I gotta end that shit, bro. Like this shit is dead. Like, this is fun while it lasted. But as a side dude, it was like, man, fuck this shit. Like, bro, like if you gonna degrade yourself, like I don't care about your, not to be rude about it, but I don't care about your marriage. Like that was my mentality at the time. Like, you don't fuck about your unionship or your partnership. Bitch, like, you don't fuck about none of that. Like,
the disrespect.
Catch these back shots. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that was my mindset at the time. So going back to Kev's rules now, like you can't expect your wife who's already disrespecting and desecrating on your vows.
It's not disrespecting, because y'all done had the conversation about it.
Yeah. If there's a conversation,
you're just saying don't do that one thing, and there's plenty of women who will say, "Oh, okay, I can fuck other people. I just not to suck dick." Don't, okay. Like I guarantee there's some women who would be like, or be like, "Oh, I don't do that," or she'll make up excuse. I'm not good at that. I don't know how to do that. She'll tell that dude anything so she don't have to, bro. There's some women that'll do that.
That's different. Go ahead, bro. That's different.
You ain't never had that happen to you? You ain't never tried to get head from a girl? She's been like, oh, no, I don't know how to do that. Yeah. If it happened to you, it can happen to them.
I've been in that boat before, but not from like being a side nigga, but irrelevant. Go ahead.
I ain't being a side.
Okay.
I ain't never messing with a married woman like that either.
So okay. All right, cool. So listen, this is just an icebreaker. Hey, thank everybody for sharing.
I want to see what the ladies say. Come on, Tally. How do you say your name one more time? Tazia? Tazia. Tajay, what you think? Come on. I want to hear what y'all got.
Tajay. If I'm married and if I get cheated on, it's over. I can't. I don't do relationships. I can't do any of that. I do know. I literally know couples who have open relationships. Like they tend to be older couples. Like when you start to older couples be on some different stuff. They're very different. I know a few and they have like their rules. They don't have it. They're allowed to do their thing as long as like he's home by a certain time and they're not allowed in the house. They have their rules and they're happy. But that is not.
Yeah. I think like with the older couple wave though, because I smoke cigars with all the old heads. They see that after they've been in a marriage, like you talk to like some of these old cats that's like in their 60s, like after they've been married for like 20, 30 years, like, they just like, look, shit, man. At this point, bro, we running a business together, right? Like, Don't do anything to fuck the business up. Don't bring home no unwanted kids. Don't bring home no liabilities. don't bring home nothing, basically nothing you ain't leave with, and don't fuck up the money play, right? And it's like you could do whatever you want outside of that. Like I still pay the bills, I still take care of your car insurance, you take care of the Amazon Prime and cable bill and all the other. Like these are legit conversations that I
Keep
had.
all the streaming services up.
Right, basically, like you keep up the appearances, you keep the house looking nice, the decor and shit. We can still take our family trips and do our thing, but it's like, yeah, like if I want to, have my little girlfriend at the cigar lounge, and you want to have a nigga that take you to go get wine and go to the bar, I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter to me. And I'm just like, damn, like when did it get here? But I don't know.
Monogamy is like, bro, imagine being monogamous for like 20, 30 years. I'm sorry, I think it's kind of unrealistic. At one point, somebody gonna slip up even once or twice. Like you're gonna be with somebody for and that's probably why a lot of marriages ain't lasting nowadays. Think about it, them old people that you talking about. Yeah, go ahead, Lee.
Yeah. So nowadays in our generation, sex is like so normalized at this point, or a lot more normalized. And like, just think about like our like maybe our grandparents or great grandparents, and like they've been together forever. And what if they lived by our rules today? They probably would have gotten divorced.
Yeah,
like
bro.
A long time ago.
You want that marriage to last
let's just
for a
be
long
real.
time?
That's true.
Yeah.
No, because like it was back then. It was like you were gonna be shamed for getting a divorce. Now, if you unhappy, leave that dude or leave that female.
Like how important is sex to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's important, but like when you're in a long-term relationship like that, there's other things that you have. Like, okay, you're gonna leave somebody because they fucked somebody else one time or something like that. What about all the other things? What, like Katie was saying, what about the business? What about all the money and stuff? You finna risk all of that because you upset that your property was hit by, man, fuck that, bro. Like,
I'm gonna be real with you though. I'm gonna be real with you because like I'm gonna be pretty upset if a female cheats on me.
Yeah.
Like if you already thinking about doing that shit, I just oh fuck, call me. Hey, we're breaking it off. I'm fucking this other dude. I'm gonna throw your shit out. I know. No, like because like I want that that bond with a relationship. I do understand where you're coming from. A lot of relationships don't last that long, but I love the idea of it. So I'd like to keep it alive. But I do have an understanding.
I think the bond is still there.
Yeah, I just like I don't know. In my mind, I feel like that's a bit fucked.
Anybody on this call? Anybody on this call?
Keep it 100, Lee. Keep it 100.
I'm just saying, 20, 30 years down the road, shit. Things
anybody
gonna be rough.
He's plotting. He's waiting. He's waiting for the 20, 30 years to come.
It's just like I get where you're coming from, and as like biologically as a human, everybody has needs, and like you're programmed to reproduce like that. But I don't know, just like I like a lot of like human connection, and I if I'm feeling horny or whatever, I feel like I'm attracted to another female, I'm gonna just beat my meat, dude.
Hey, there you go.
I just like it's not that serious to me.
Yeah.
It'd be like fucking every chick I find attractive.
Nah, not like that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that's why it's so important to just like before you get married to know what you want out of a marriage and the kind of person that you want, and to get all of that out before you get married. Because if that's a hard boundary for you, then the person you're with can know that. Anyone I marry is gonna know we're done. We're not gonna come back to this. Because to me that breaks the emotional bond that we have, kind of like what Lisa what Lisa said. But
yeah, like so like my dad kind of like told me the same shit, like to go out, sow your oats, fuck around with different women and or whatever, or kind of learn what you're into, what you're not into, get a bunch of it out of your system. I'm like 23 now. I haven't really been in any type of like serious relationship. I'll be 24 this year, and like I think I'm ready to try doing the relationship type shit.
What's everyone's longest relationship here? Just curious, since you say that.
Shit, mine's not shit.
Mine was 5 years.
Mine is about 5 as well.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think people with future tellers, you can't tell what's gonna happen in the future. Like your situation may change your wants and needs change.
Yeah. You don't know what's happening tomorrow, man. You don't know if you're gonna be the same person a year from now. Like, yeah.
Tajay, you say cheating is a deal breaker? Shit, you get a certain type of dude. 10 years later, you might be like, well, because this certain situation.
How old is everybody on the call?
After 10 years, I can have that conversation with my husband. Like I can be like, what? I think I want to try an open relationship right now.
You gotta
like,
make it there.
You gotta make it to that point where you can have it. I mean, couples do it all the time. There's so many couples that are looking for free forms. I used to work at a bar and get asked all the time to participate in random things. Like it happens. You get to a point where you're comfortable and you might want different things. That's okay, but cheating is not okay. Like going behind someone's back is never gonna be.
Yeah.
Going outside the
if you can't tell them about it, can't be honest.
Yeah.
Communication, man. You gotta talk about it. Get it out of your system. Find your boundaries.
Facts. Okay, so listen. 36 minutes. This is an icebreaker.
Is Celine not even here, bro? Come on.
Right, exactly. That's why I kept trying to stop, but then everybody's like, okay. So does anybody have anything else they want to add? Anything?
No, I'm good.
Any closing statement? Closing argument?
Man.
Right.
No, man.
Don't be a cuck.
All right.
Oh my god.
Why? Why? There's no reason for that to be.
I'm going off the rip. I'm going off the rip. I'm crazy, man.
Go ahead, Smooth. Go ahead, Smooth.
Okay, so look. So topic number 1. I know the people watching. That wasn't the topic. Topic number 1. So what y'all think about Quavo and Saweetie in the elevator situation? What y'all think about that?
I have a lot to say about it.
Okay. Okay. So you and then KJ.
I feel like it's hard to give any type of like real statement regarding it because we don't know the context, right? Like we can only hypothesize and try to see like what actually happened to lead to that. Like some people are like, oh, maybe she got into a fight, maybe she was fighting someone, that's why her shoes were off, maybe he was pulling her back and it was a bit too aggressive, maybe they were fighting, maybe she was fighting him. We don't know, but as it stands, like from watching the video, it's not looking too good for Quavo right now. But I can say it's a little bit too convenient that the video came out when they broke up. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a little bit convenient.
Okay, so to add some context to what you're saying, so upon watching the full clip, because a lot of people cut off the beginning, right? So if you watch the full long clip that was up, like you had to be on Twitter like as soon as it came out. Like a long clip, like it's literally the reason her shoes is off is because she didn't swing at Quavo. No. She tried to slap him with her shoes. And then and then she was taking the whole thing was like you'll see where she's running with the box with the PlayStation, right? Into the elevator. Basically, she was taking his PlayStation. And that's how they was like, I don't know if they was playing at first and it just went left. I don't know. But like that's what it looked like. She was taking his PlayStation, and then when he tried to grab it from her, you know what I'm saying, she swung at him with her shoes. And then proceeded to the rest of the video.
The thing with this is like these videos are meant to stir up some type of reaction, especially in the way that this is like PR. This is how PR works. Like they push the video, right?
People love toxic shit.
Exactly. It's to get the people talking because no one knows like what actually happened. We can't say. You know what I'm saying? All we just know is that it paints Quavo in like not the best light right now. It's like sus. It's very sus.
Yeah. Right. Go ahead, KJ.
Man, this shit ain't none of our business, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but it's fun to speculate, bro. It's fun to speculate.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the mature answer, right? The immature answer is, I mean, the shit looked bad on his part, you know, I never condone violence towards women in any nature, so I'll say that before motherfuckers jump down my throat. But she tried to fuck up the nigga video games, and if it's one thing women you don't fuck with a nigga video games. That could have been the only piece of salvation he got left in his life, and you gonna take the
Fuck
nigga
the video games. Fuck them.
See,
Nah,
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. No, I'm just playing. But no, seriously though, like I personally don't. I personally don't know. I think like Tally said, like all we could do is speculate on the shit that happens. Like none of us were there. Like Smooth said, like it's like it's designed to be, or Kev and Tally said it's designed to be clickbait for us to argue and like start another fucking gender war over some stupid shit. Like let them people live their life. They want to fight and argue in elevators.
The process, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
What happened?
I got a hot
Like-
take when y'all done.
The shit is so bad
I got a
nowadays
hot
on
take
social
too.
media. Do y'all remember when Kobe died?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
rest in peace.
TMZ and all these other news outlets wanted the race to be the first one to talk about Kobe Bryant's death. Why do you think that is? Any publicity is good publicity. Positive, negative, whatever.
No such thing as negative.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Rule number one in PR: there's no such thing as bad news.
Yeah.
If you get people talking about you, success.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I got one thing to say though. Just equal opportunity ass whooping. She swung. she getting hit. I do not care. She wanted to fight. All right, we fighting. Now I'm treating you as an equal. Let's go.
Hey, listen, y'all, do not cancel my podcast. That was not me. Okay,
Women
do not
don't
cancel my podcast.
don't fight
She want to
women.
fight. She want to swing. No, man.
Hey, y'all go look him
she
up.
trying to kill
Y'all
me?
go terrorize him.
Hey, listen.
It's not me.
We are not encouraging
I'm
or condoning violence towards women.
I'm gonna pray for your mentions, bro, because them shit's about to be in shambles.
Anyone in general, man.
Hey, I'm with him though. He telling the truth. Look, man.
Hey, no, he ain't lying.
If you don't want to get whooped like a man, don't try to fight a man. Because look, I'm gonna tell you something, ladies. These men are crazy and they will beat the hell out of you. Newsflash, it happens. Don't try to fight them. They will do
I ain't gonna beat the shit out of you, but I might knock you out.
We won't, but that dude might. Shit.
Hey man, I'll just say that we
I'm gonna put you out of commission, but I'm not gonna hospitalize you.
This is not the chivalrous. This is not the most chivalrous generation where we just gonna be like, oh, you slapped me, okay, cool. I'm gonna back off.
Nah.
I'm gonna give you some space. We're in a generation. You smack me, somebody you might get knocked between the stove and the refrigerator. Like not me, but I'm just saying some of the men out here in general. And
wait, I want to hear the female perspective.
Yeah, I do too. I'm gonna shut up. Go ahead. Let's hear from the ladies.
Yeah.
I agree with KJ. It's not our business. I think there's a lot to this situation that we don't know. Obviously, we only saw the elevator scene. If she already had her shoes off, ready to hit him, who knows what happened? I noticed there was a guy downstairs ready to stop her. If you guys noticed, when she gets off the elevator, there's a man there that clearly was there to stop somebody from leaving. So from when I saw the video, it looked as if she was trying to leave and she was being stopped from leaving. I don't know what she had. I don't know. It could have been her Xbox. I don't know. But I don't think a man should ever hit a woman. Like, I mean, okay, if you are being physically attacked by somebody, you have a right to stop being attacked. But as a man, you can overpower a woman. Quavo obviously could easily sling her. I just, it doesn't look good for him regardless. And it sucks. It's one of those double standards. Like, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is it a double standard?
Wait, say that again?
How is it a double standard? Because we acknowledge men shouldn't put their hands on women.
No, I'm saying like it's a double standard in that it kind of sucks that a woman can sometimes hit a man and the man is still expected to. And this is all brothers. So I'm coming as a woman and having had a brother that's been in a situation where a girl slapped him. And, as a man, like even my brother, I'm like, don't worry about it. I'm going to handle it. You call your closest female.
Yeah.
Just call me.
She real.
It's like that's not how to go out, but like as a man, it does. It doesn't look good. It's not something I want.
But it's true. Violence against men, because it is still conjugal violence, right? But I feel like we always often hear conjugal violence against women, obviously. But it's like I noticed that it's true in social media, especially. It's not taken the same way. Like there was like a post the other day on Twitter, and a man was assaulted by his girlfriend, and he had a big ass dent in his head. I don't know if y'all seen it.
Damn.
But the people on Twitter were roasting the man. He's like, how are you gonna let like this like girl do that? Oh, you look like you got a dent in your head from, I don't know, like someone kicked your head or something. Like they were making a joke out of it, and I was like, damn, like
No, it's a real thing, man. Like it's the same thing with like men getting raped. You know, it's overlooked, but it fucking happens. Like out here in the deed, there was 2 dudes out here who had gotten raped, but it was immediately overshadowed.
Yeah.
Like if men getting abused is a real thing, and it's never like looked at like that, and it's always overturned to make them look like the villain, like they deserved it. Johnny Depp had a domestic violence situation, and then he was getting sued for it, and then Bow Wow got the shit beat out of him by his girl. If y'all remember that, where he like his girl bashed a fucking lamp over his head or something.
Man.
And yeah, so like what do you do then? Because like I've been in situations too. Like I was joking earlier where like, you know, equal opportunity ass weapons, and I just think that's funny to say. But like I've been in situations where a female has tried to kill me, and like my first thoughts were like going to jail because I tried to defend myself.
That's another thing too.
So I was gonna say, so this is a touchy subject for me in general because I am a survivor of domestic violence at the hands of an ex-girlfriend. And it wasn't like anything major, like with dramatic, but like I was punched in the face and the back of the head, and like all jokes aside, like my ex was maybe 120 pounds soaking wet, maybe with weights in her pocket and a few pounds of feathers. Like I don't know. But when the incident happened for me, I had the thoughts that Lee has, like, damn, like my first thought was, why the fuck is my phone dead? I can't even record this shit and have evidence. It's my first thought. My second thought is, if I swing back, I already know I'm getting 10 years off top. Besides all the numerous people that are probably going to want to kill me and her family for putting my hands on her. They don't care about the situation. They're not going to care about the context of what happened. They're not going to care about what's going on. They just see that, oh, she has a black eye or a broken jaw, or whatever the situation may be, and now everybody's on my hand. And
you'd basically be crucified.
Right. And it's crazy because it's like, you know, I've spoken out about this, and I don't want to draw on too much about the story because I hate talking about it. But when I would share this instance, you know, I would have some people say, well, what did you do to cause this, or what happened before? What was the context? What was the story? And it's like it doesn't
victim
matter.
Blaming. People do that shit all the time.
Right. It doesn't matter the context of the story. If a woman comes to me and says, you know, I've been, you know, attacked or assaulted, you know, it's nobody's place to say, oh, well, what'd you do to deserve it? Well, why were you wearing this? Why did you do that? Why didn't you walk away with this nigga? Like, fuck all that.
And that's
like,
fucking ignorant.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
That.
I know some women who fight men that do instigate situations that try to attack men and they get beat up. Yeah, but you don't say that to them, you know, because most of the time when they say they've been assaulted, they probably have. I mean, I guess, you know, because it's likely to happen with men. Look, this is your best defense, bro. In a situation like that where you feel like you're gonna lose and you can't do anything to defend yourself, you need to make a recording. You need to have some type of evidence in case you do need to defend yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I've had a situation where I had just a little personal story. I had to go to court because of something like that. And I was thinking, oh, this is a white female and it's a white female judge. Oh, I'm automatically, no, she fucking lost. Judge laughed her ass off in there because I had video recording evidence.
Yes, sir. That's like the scariest double standard for men is like when women want to do some crazy shit and attack the dude, and like women like have way more power in the courtroom than a dude ever does. And when it comes to getting the children, and when it comes to like these domestic violence situations, to like fake rape allegations, and like men like just get fucked over in the courtroom.
Courts always favor women and children.
Yeah.
The court will forever favor women and children.
And it sucks because there's some good dudes out there that deserve the children. There's some good dudes out there that just like fucked the wrong woman and
I'll
like
be honest with
she
you.
was just trying to get some money out of it. Like
Yeah, I think that shit benefits the dudes that don't want the children. To be honest with you, that's just like another side of that. But that's another conversation.
Yeah, because
Cause at that, go ahead.
To continue what like he was saying, I was watching this video of this man from Toronto, and he went to go up his kid from his baby mama's house, and his baby mama wouldn't let him see his daughter because she's seen a video of him and another girl on Snapchat, but they're not together. She wouldn't and the man was crying. The man was so upset, he was crying, you know? Like, it was just terrible. Just terrible.
no, like Hobson has a situation like this too, and he talks about it all the time in his like his songs, where like he has this ex that won't let him see his child. Oh, and like that's just that shit's so sad to fucking hear. Like, like that's your kid, and you actually want to take part in their life, but this other person doesn't want you there.
The craziest part about Hobson's thing is like she wants him to pay still though. Like he still has to pay like child support and all that, and then he can't see his child at all. Like what's the point? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no benefit for him at all. Like he's in a lose-lose situation. He pays, he still don't see his child. He don't pay, he going to jail now. Like he's not in there's no positive outcome.
So there's no legal defense you can do. There's no way you can prove that you haven't been able to see your child in this longer time and that you still.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. His is cross countries. Like so, I believe his
she's in Australia.
Well, he's an outlier then. Let's talk about regular men here in the United States. There's no defense at all whatsoever. You're telling me? Because I disagree.
I don't know.
Everything.
My brother got 5 kids. I'm gonna tell you, bro. Like, yes, that is true that these women have the power and all that, but to say that it's completely impossible, I don't know, bro.
No, it's not impossible, but you just have to literally everything. Like, and it really, it unfortunately I won't say unfortunately, the courts and the legal system have historically we are getting abused. We are getting discriminated on everything, and that's true. And to say that men don't, but the majority of the time, men are getting abused when they're going to court, and women are often, the caregivers of the children, and they do need the money to take care of the kids. But it does suck for those people who just are terrible people who are taking advantage of that system. But you just have to do everything. You have to document everything, and then when it comes to abuse, like you just have to it sucks. It really sucks for men. My only advice to men is just like you cannot walk away before it escalates. And just learn how to point out narcissists and abusive people early on.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
That's 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, does anybody have anything else to say? Because I think that's a good note to end on. So we can. Everybody good? We're gonna wrap here. Yeah, so we're gonna wrap that topic up. That topic's done. All right, cool. Now we're moving on to topic number 2. So topic number 2 is so recently in social media it's been being brought up again. Hashtag Pervis Payne. So if you don't know, so Pervis Payne is a black man from Tennessee. He is 53 years old, correct? Right? He's 53 years old. Yeah, he's 53 years old. He has an intellectual disability and has maintained his innocence for 33 years while on death row in Tennessee. His legal defense did ask the court to do some testing of evidence that was not completed, and then they submitted it to the court on January 2021. However, key pieces of the evidence mysteriously went missing before the testing could be done.
Oh my God, that's whack. I've never heard of this before.
Now what's crazy is so the governor of Tennessee halted his, or it was either the governor or the
governor.
It's the governor. Yeah.
No, it's Billy. Billy is the governor. It was Billy.
Bill,
I think the
yeah,
governor is
so-
the only one that can stay in execution.
yeah.
Yeah,
He stayed
yeah.
his execution. He stayed his execution till
Temporary.
temporarily till April 9th of this year. So it is the 4th now.
5 days, bro.
Oh,
That's next
I
Friday.
was
He
about
got
to check the
5
date.
days.
I was like, oh my god,
That's next Friday.
That's soon.
Yeah, that's next Friday. Yeah,
What is Friday
Yeah, that's
coming up?
fine.
I'm sorry.
yeah, this Friday come. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So that's the next topic, and that's what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to open the floor up to you guys for discussion. So what parts bothered you guys the most? What do you guys want to see done? What do you guys think we can do to help raise awareness?
I want to see
Yeah.
him get a retrial. I want to see the appeal go through. Like, there's now new evidence that could prove his innocence that was not in his discovery. Come on, that right there, that should be
Andy goes
immediate.
mysteriously missing. That
Yeah.
needs to be investigated.
The first trial need to be declared a mistrial, and then there needs to be a second retrial if they're going to do that. Because yeah, so like they're supposed to prove these things that you're guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I don't know how they could do that if there's key piece of evidence that could prove he's innocent. I mean, that's all I'm saying. That's what I want to see, bro. Like,
let's also say Tennessee's also like hella racist too.
They are.
So
Shelby County-
let's bring that up.
I was looking at a fun fact when I was reading up on this. It says Shelby County had the most number of lynchings of African Americans between 1870 and 1950. I've also been to Shelby County. Shit's racist. But I guess in my opinion, when I look at it, it's the reason why we in not only just Shelby County in Tennessee, we need sweeping criminal justice reform, because we know that black bodies in general are 7 times as more likely to be incarcerated, especially when we talk about young black men. We're 7 times more likely to be incarcerated before our 14th birthday or either 18th birthday. I forget the number. Somebody check me. But anyways, before we hit 21, let's just say, then our white counterparts, our black women are 4 or 5 times more likely to be sexually assaulted, domestically abused before they turn 15, 16. And sometimes it happens at the hands of a family member or a domestic partner. So we know in America that, I don't want to say white people because I don't want to group all of them together, but in America, we know the powers that be view black bodies and bodies with melanin in them as less than from a systematic standpoint. And we see that with the laws that are passed. We see that with how we're more likely to be stopped and frisked in neighborhoods for minor weed violations. Like, I saw a quote the other day from a white person on social media that said, if the police did stop and frisk in the gated suburban communities, majority of my friends wouldn't have degrees from PWIs. They have prison records, like a lot of my friends that went to HBCUs or that hung out on the block and I played basketball with. And to me, that kind of struck me as odd, because we all know that these things happen. So, it's sad for the brother, and I don't want to diminish his situation, but we know that since 1619, really, when we came over on the first boats, we knew that America wasn't designed for us. And even the Constitution, was designed for rich white men property owners. It wasn't even designed for other white women. That's why we got all these different movements that sprung up, from suffrage, from women's right to vote, from now the womanist and feminist movement to Black Lives Matter. Sorry, that was a rant, but
no. I feel you. Because like I've gone heavy into this shit. Byron's heard my spiel on this shit, because I strongly believe in prison reform versus prison punishment, and because our state prisons and federal prisons are corrupt as fuck, and it's so stupid how like punishment is like the first thing, and like if you take back the symbol that we use for like police forces, it is literally the symbol that we used to use for slavery, slavery, yes, and like we need to change that shit. We need to like start looking at how other countries are reforming their people, because we have a 67% reoffending rate for people who get out of prison who reoffend. Prisoners have said in interviews that that it's so bad that like there is no like reform, there's no therapy, like healthcare shit. Like they talk about like when you go in there, you end up becoming a better criminal. Well, to get away with the next thing. 95% of our state prisons are African Americans and other minorities. And probably I think it was 70% or so are minor drug offenders. And I think 20% of all killings in these prisons are by like skinheads, fucking KKK members and shit. That is 20% by one race. He's killing all the people in prison, and not even to mention the prison itself is using all of these people, and basically selling their labor, making these people slaves, and for like other companies like Starbucks, Victoria's Secret, like all kinds of other shit. Like if you dig deep into this shit and find out this shit about our prisons, they're fucked. They're just horribly fucked. Yeah, like I'm sorry, but like I've done my research on this shit, and it's just like it's yeah.
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 I agree.
I think you asked an important question, Smooth. What can we do? It's just like we just got to bring more awareness, because he's certainly not the first. He's certainly. I pray to God he's the last, but I know he won't be. And we just got to bring more awareness and petitions, protesting, even on a local level, going to your local city council town hall meetings and I don't want to say PTA meetings because that's school, but if you have children, but just attending the meetings and the Zoom sessions and being informed about shit, man, because the policy changes don't happen with whoever the president is, right? They happen with who's your councilman, who's your alderman, who's
your mayor, your governor.
There you go.
Who runs your sheriff's office?
Right, there you go. Right, the local level, like the people, like people skip the, and I don't want to go into a rant about voting, but people skip the general election and then wonder why construction happens in their city and not in another city, and why the potholes are here, or why this fee is higher than that fee. And it's like all the shit was on the ballot that you chose not to vote in. The people that's running for these local offices are the people that impact your daily life, not Joe Biden or Donald Trump. Like, but
right.
The head of the sheriff's office
people don't get that though.
People don't know that.
Yeah,
they're an elected official. You have to vote for them. Then there's a couple of things wrong with this case, all the way from the evidence not being permitted, and then like, for example, he has an intellectual disability. I don't know if you guys know, but it is unconstitutional to execute someone with an intellectual disability. You cannot do that. That is actually unconstitutional. And then apparently the awareness has been spread. They say they got a coalition of over 150 different groups advocating for him. It just seems that right now there is no actual legal process for him to litigate his intellectual disability, which would prevent him from execution. So what they're actually trying to do, there is a black lawmaker group of Tennessee. They're trying to push for legislation that would allow a process for him to do that. Question is it going to happen before he's executed? I don't know.
There's literal like psych tests you can take. The military makes you take.
Right.
When they found out I had like 3 TBIs, which is a traumatic brain injury, okay? Like they made me take this psych test, which tests anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, like all kinds of shit. And it's the weirdest test I've ever taken in my life. But it's a real thing, and it tells you a lot. And like the fact that they couldn't do that's definitely admissible in court because it's medical, it's done by multiple different professionals. It's screened, and even if this one test isn't good enough, there's multiple different other ones that you could also be taking.
Right.
You get constant different like unbiased opinions.
What that shows is the system itself is broken. I know there's a racial undertone to it. It shows the system is broken. Prison is a business. Crime is a business here.
Just like what you said, the
Exactly.
system absolutely is not broken. The system is working exactly how it was designed to work. And I think
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
one thing that we always have to remember is that this country was built for white people. It was just like you mentioned earlier, like police officers literally used to be slave catchers. We did not have police in this country until runaway slaves became a problem. They transformed that. We are not going to reform a system that was never included, that was never meant to include us. It has to be broken down, abolished, and start over. Our police system, a lot of these things are going to have to be abolished. This case brings up so many issues. It's such an intersectional like case because not only is he a black man with intellectual disabilities, they use his intellectual disabilities as like the catalyst for this case, saying he freaked out and just killed a woman after having that not only is violent towards him as a person, but what does that say about people with intellectual disabilities? Like we in this country have a tendency to cast out those people as well as black people. So, case is gross and it's violent on so many different levels, and I agree. Like advocating, we need to advocate for that, but also think about the ways that we're advocating for our mentally disabled folks in this country. Like, how are we showing up for them every day, and not just in terms of this case? How are we showing up for black people every day?
The thing with this case, with him having an intellectual disability, the reason they're trying to use it as a defense is because he was coerced into admitting things that he did not. So that's going to open the door up to a whole bunch of other stuff. But the system is broken because they're not allowing him to prove it. He has the information. He has a way to prove it. There's no legal process to do it. That's why it's broken. He can't.
Yeah, but when you look, but I get where you're coming from, Kev. But then I also get where Todd is coming from, because if you really look at it, like they built it this way because it's literally the most racist county and probably one of the most racist states for a reason. No, it happens all over the place. It happens all over the place, yes, but they have those systems in place for a reason, because once they get you there and you're stuck, they can keep you there forever.
Right.
And it's meant to let you back out.
So what they did, they tried to funnel mostly minorities in there, because who are you going to lock up? Why would you lock up all the white people? Go ahead and make the profit off of the black people. But that doesn't mean the system was inherently designed entirely for that. It's just against people who can't escape from it.
It actually
And as someone who's been in the criminal justice system before,
I see where Kev is coming from. I see you attacking it from. And this is a great sociological debate we can have for hours. You're attacking it from a class perspective in terms of the have and the have-nots, and Smooth, you're attacking it. Yeah, and Smooth, you're attacking it from a race perspective, because we all know that in majority of cases, race is synonymous with, depending on skin color, with people who don't have or who've had less than. And of course, you obviously talk about the 400 years of oppression, but there of course, also some whites and some people who don't have melanin that are caught up in not having as well, and they're sucked into the same system of what Kevin's talking about not being able to afford representation, not being able to afford adequate education, and then they turn to crime and different things like that. So I feel like y'all both are correct. Y'all attacking the problem from opposite ends of the spectrum too.
And I agree with that. And obviously there are white people involved in the system who have gone through tragic things, and that's horrible. But when you think about that, it's like, but your race was not a factor in that, right? Like it doesn't matter.
No, it's not.
The race didn't factor into that. As a black man in prison, not only did the crimes that you commit, factor into your sentence, but your race most definitely was a factor. We've taken bias tests. We've surveyed the doctors, we've surveyed the lawyers, we've surveyed the judges, we've looked at the cases, and we know that racism is a big problem. Because we are built in a system, because we are currently living in a system that was created on racist values, it is embedded into literally everything we do. I literally do racial equity trainings and work. It is in everything. I can show me a problem and I can tell you how it is racist.
Do you think getting more black people in these elected offices could change it? You said the system needs to be abolished, it can't be reformed. If there's more awareness and there's more minorities getting into these positions of power, do you still think that the system won't be reformed?
I think that can help, but I think that if you are a black person working in a racist system, you are still upholding racist values.
I think I kind of do what you're saying.
Give me an example of that? Because I'm trying to follow you.
Prison in general, right? I can decide I am going to be the warden of the prison. I am going to make my prison a better place. I have not gone outside of the system and addressed that Black people are arrested higher. I have not addressed the systems that are in our neighborhoods that causes us to do more crime.
Can the warden of a prison do that? Or would that be the official, like the sheriff's office? You see what I'm saying? You got to have people in all of these positions.
But you also have to, yes, you have to have people in all those positions, but have we addressed education? Have we addressed gerrymandering? Have we addressed the fact of environmental racism? I don't know how big environmental racism is right now. We have not addressed none of that. We have not addressed
that still comes down to getting the people.
Michigan still don't got clean water.
Yeah, we still don't.
Right? That's crazy.
If our basic needs are not being met in this system, we're going to forever be we're going to forever show up more in the criminal justice system.
Right. And I'm
so that's what I mean by there are systems that have to be abolished. I'm not saying that certain elements of it won't stay. There are some great elements of the system, but I'm saying down to like we need to sit down and we need to rewrite.
All this comes down to people being informed, and you have to vote for the people who have your best interests at heart. The Flint, Michigan water crisis, did you see who ran that stuff? Did you see? They weren't Black people that ran that. Of course, they're not going to give a damn about Black people having clean water.
Yeah. The thing with that is like, I don't know if we'll ever get to a point where all Black people will run our government.
Not all Black people.
We're going to need white people to also be in line with this. We need our allies. We absolutely need the people that are there to speak up for us and stand up for us. But ultimately, we're going to have to rethink the way we do things. We're going to have to rethink policing. We're going to have to rethink education. And we're going to have to rethink how we distribute resources to everyone. And in our under capitalism, that's not happening.
People, I don't know. I think people just don't understand how capitalism properly works, to be honest. And a lot of people don't understand how economics work. How many of you guys are investing in the stock market? How many of you guys are investing in real estate? Now, do you understand how it works? You're not. See, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are not doing the extra things. Some people, what I see, they're smart, but they don't have the education for it. And they're not actually going anywhere to seek the knowledge. They're just going on social media and talking about it, saying they're spreading awareness, but there's nothing that's actually coming from that until you be the person that takes the initiative, that reads the books, that tries to get involved.
Yeah.
See, that's. I think she's saying though that when it comes to capitalism, that this whole system of capitalism it's inherently racist and misogynistic. It's built for the white man. Capitalism. It was white men that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like it's going to benefit them.
Capitalism at its core, I don't know if it necessarily in the current society it is racist and it is sexist and misogynist. Capitalism in its core, there has to be a ruling class and there has to be a working class. There will never be a system that is designed to have somebody on top of the system running the companies and somebody being the workers. There will never be that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean Black people always have to be at the bottom.
It doesn't. But in the current system, we're the easiest.
Capitalism can benefit Black people and minorities. It's not only for white people. It's you can take advantage of capitalism.
It can, however, someone will always be on the bottom. So we'll shift racism, and then what?
I will agree with that. Then that's when it becomes classism. At that point, look how diverse we are. We got Black, white, Asian, Hispanic people. There's always going to be somebody at the bottom. There's even white people at the bottom right now.
Okay. All right. Cool. Lee, go ahead, because you had your hand up for a minute. I've been trying to get you. My bad.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, I think the absolute best way to tackle this is in our schools. Like, we don't really teach shit in our schools. I don't feel like we do, honestly. And I feel like a lot of people are disconnected when it comes to going to school and whatnot. Like, you go in there, you get your good grades, and you go to college. There's no like, damn, I didn't know that today, man. I'm so glad that I learned that. Like, no kid in fucking high school is thinking that ever. Maybe there is, but like, I want to say majority of the time, that's not the case. Like, I feel like we skim over so much shit when it comes to our history. Like I feel like we're never telling the whole story. Like I feel like if we're doing anything, if we're going to start anywhere, we need to start with like our local schools and touching up on our like our classes and these syllabus is to actually teach our children what's going on in the world, how to proactively do something, and like I think we need to also teach like these real world skills. Like how many schools are actually teaching like how finances is how much like I feel like there's more practical ways that we need to go about this. It's like it's awesome to talk.
Sorry.
In school, why are they not teaching us about credit?
I was about to say, wait till y'all find out that all of it has to do with racism and capitalism. Because when we first,
but they're not even. I went to a predominantly white school that had like great education for high school, and they didn't even teach their asses that. They actually learned that from their parents.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has something to do with. It does have something to do with racism, but at the end of the day, it's more classism. It's just rich people not telling the people below them how to do it. And if you black, you're more likely to be below them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it seems like it's racism, because more black people are less wealthy than the rich white people.
One of the biggest, I guess, catalysts for racism is literally capitalism. Most racist white people, I mean, there are people who generally are just haters, they don't like people, but for the most part, it's fueled by capitalism. We need to keep class systems in place in order to keep the current system going. Unfortunately, that's how it is. School
doesn't there Black Wall Street?
We teach kids to be workers.
No, but okay, you brought up Black Wall Street. All right, so look. All right,
and you see what they did. Right? They didn't like black people were taking advantage of capitalism because it was helping us.
But that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. That's the duality of it. Okay, cool. You use capitalism. We had much, right? But then racism still comes in and still tears everything down at the end of the day. So capitalism doesn't inherently work because it doesn't protect. We're not high enough on the stratum to actually protect our assets. We're not.
I do not believe that. Not in today's time. I disagree with that.
No.
You're saying black people can't protect their assets and take advantage of capital?
No, I'm talking about, okay, so look, I'm saying I'm talking about in that scenario, right? Mm-hmm. They had plenty of money.
Oh yeah. Then
plenty of money.
Today.
Plenty, I'm talking about plenty of property, all of that. But they were not high enough on the social stratum to matter to where they could protect their own assets. They couldn't.
Okay.
I'm not following.
I'm not following that either.
Dude, they literally bombed it. They literally bombed the area
because it was doing well for us.
Yeah. What I'm saying is black people in this country, we did not have the social capital to be protected.
Right. That wasn't. I think even we did. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
I was saying, I think what he's saying is we were a threat to their systems. It was all about money and obviously people being jealous and greedy of what we have. But if us spending our own money and being able to spend money with each other, black people in this country are worth billions and billions of dollars a country. In beauty alone, like makeup, hair, we spend billions of dollars a year. You know how much money we're worth? So for us to kind of our money inward, that was messing up their stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also say this is in 1921, but KJ, go ahead too.
No, so I was gonna jump in and to T's point, I was gonna say that when we were fighting, when the whole separate but equal doctrine came out with was it Dred Scott, the Dred Scott decision, separate but equal. Oh, I'm not sorry, not Dred Scott, Plessy versus Ferguson, my bad. Like what T was saying is like all we wanted was the same resources that the white schools and that our white counterparts had. We just wanted those resources for our own community. We would have been cool At least I believe so. We would have been comfortable and okay with being segregated as long as the same brand new textbooks that y'all get every 2 years, we want those same brand new textbooks, and we were perfectly fine with teaching our children. But when we realized we weren't getting it, we started fighting to end the segregation to gain access to those same textbooks. And so because the system is always, going to design it to favor the rich. What the white people said is that, okay, you know what? We'll fight you tooth and nail, but then we'll finally give you access to those same things, but you got to take it how we giving it. And so what happened is when Brown versus Board of Education passed, and nobody ever really focuses on this point, we lost ourselves as a community because our kids weren't going to the schoolhouses where cousin Jean and great auntie Mary was teaching the classes. They went where, Sue Ann and Bert and Betty Ford and all them were teaching our kids, and they were teaching our kids same shit they're teaching them now. This revisionist history about, oh, okay, slavery wasn't that bad, or okay, you guys had a few black heroes, but focus on this European literature and this British literature, and read about Shakespeare, but don't learn about Toni Morrison. Read about, fucking Voltaire, but don't learn about Audre Lorde. Like, they were teaching us the same history then that they're teaching us now, just with more events happening. And now the difference is we've learned to fight back because more of our history and stuff is being uncovered, because more books are being opened, more libraries are being dedicated, and more resources are being built because we have more, black millionaires. Back then, we probably, had maybe a few. Madam C.J. Walker is one that comes to mind. But now we have dozens of athletes, LeBron James, and all these NBA athletes that are spearheading this movement. Malcolm Jenkins in the NFL with the social justice reform. Obviously Oprah and her movement, Tyler Perry, and all these people that now have amassed this wealth and that have found the importance of, hey, we need to preserve the history that we have and make it more widely accessible. And the problem is that with great power comes great responsibility. So for those of us on this call, including you, Lee, that are educated and that have had access to this information and have learned it, whether it's through college or going to YouTube University or going through Google or reading books, you have the responsibility of going back to your respective neighborhood or your hood or your area or your peoples and giving that information to them, each one teach one. And we don't do that because it falls to an elitist category as to where we get the information and it's like, well, shit, nigga, I just paid $150,000 for this education to get this information. You had the same opportunity that I did, but not realizing that you had the influences behind you to push you to go to college, where that person, his mom or his grandma saying, nigga, you ain't gonna be shit. You're just gonna be just like your daddy, or you just like your mama. You ain't shit. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna make it. And so what did they believe? And eventually it became internalized. So they didn't be shit. They stayed on the block. They might have went to a couple community college classes, but to them, working retail was the best that they could do. And they don't get the knowledge and they don't get the information. And we look down on that person. And it's like, damn, like, why you ain't go to school? Why you didn't do this? You got access to the same Google I do, versus giving them the information and teaching them.
Right.
Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah, like that's a good point to bring up whenever we talk down each other all the time. Like mental health is like so downplayed all the time. I'm like with certain disabilities, like I have ADHD, but when I was growing up, it was so downplayed that I had no idea. I just thought I was stupid the entire time. Like I genuinely thought that for such a long time, but the more I educated myself on it within like the past year or so, I realized there's a literal chemical imbalance in people with ADHD to focus on certain tasks to the point where like I can be super fixated on one subject, and tomorrow or in the next hour I could lose all interest whatsoever, like everything, and like jump on it in another year or so. Like that shit is so downplayed, and we need to like start educating our people or our children. We need to start educating our children that it is okay to feel sad. It's okay to be frustrated and angry, and to like communicate those emotions. And so, we need to like constantly be uplifting each other. Like, you can be whatever you want. Let me show you a way. Like, hey, okay, all right, here's a better way of doing this. Whenever they fail, like, don't just shit on them. Like when you have a kid struggling with math, and why don't you get it? Instead of here, let's see what other ways I can teach you this. Yes, we need to go in these other directions, and mental health is such a huge thing. And like in our generation, it's been like like a lot more prominent that people are going and seeking help, and like talking to other people about this and being a little more open about the way they're feeling and stuff. Like a lot of men, especially, are very emotionally stunted. Like you would be lying if you said you weren't. You know, like I like that's like my main point is like mental health is another thing we need to start getting at. Like we need to start this emotional intelligence.
The Pervis case too, and how the way we view disability and the way we view mental health and things like that. Like we really got to break that stigma of like. When I work with kids, I tell kids all the time, it's okay. Sometimes you don't feel good, and it's just in your brain. Like, and that's okay. Like you can have those days. You're allowed to do that. And I think we also, as a society, really need to look at the way we're educating. Like you said, like everybody can't read from a book and learn that way. That just isn't working. When you're working with kids with ADHD and different things like that, like let's be more physical in how we look. Let's stop having to come to school and sit down all day. But why do that to children? Like, why would we make a child sit down for 8 hours? That doesn't make any sense. So thinking about the ways that we teach people, but also understanding that before people can level up emotional intelligence, before they can level up in that, we have to make sure that we're meeting people's basic needs. We have to make sure that people, particularly in communities of color, feel safe and that they can eat and that they have those resources, because you're not going to care about none of that if you go home to gunshots or you go
Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah, we've got to make sure that, and that just goes to the point of like, the people who do become affluent, taking that time to go back and take care of our communities and making sure that like, we do those base needs and, we make sure people have what they need so that we don't have instances like Pervis Payne where he is without things or,
Right. So I guess like one point that you made about like sitting kids down for long periods of time like that. Honestly, I was watching a little documentary on that about the education system, and it's basically saying like how now we're conditioning kids to be ready to work in the workplace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to sit for 8 hours, you know what I'm saying? You're going to do these tasks that I want you to do. Like I don't want you to critically think about anything. I want you to produce the result. I want you to produce the results that I need you to produce.
Military and
so I can
basic
get
training.
This product.
Yeah. That's corporate
so I can
America.
get this product. So I can get this product out.
Yeah, school in its
conditioning
became like this around the industrial resolution because we needed factory workers. We needed people to work in factories. That is why we have kids, and it is formulated the way that it is, and we have not changed it much since then. I mean, there's obviously been some schools. There's Montessori schools. There's some private schools that are doing some great work. The problem is that's not accessible to everybody. So we've got to, again, go back to the system of and rethink the way that we teach people.
Bless you.
Bless you.
But yeah, like all of this kind of goes back to needing workers and needing people to do those jobs.
That's facts.
Yeah. Okay, so does anybody have anything else they would like to add?
Nah, bro, that was a deep discussion, man.
That was. KJ got to it, boy. KJ brought out everything.
Man, I don't know, man. T kind of brought it out of me, man. Like she was, she was kind of deep.
I'll be honest with you, like that whole that's kind of why I'm against. Like, okay, the system is against us as Black people, but I'm really against the preaching only that, because it's not going to allow everybody to be the best version of themselves. Similar to how you were saying, people go home and they saying you ain't going to be shit like your daddy, blah, blah, blah. If you tell them the system is always against you, no matter what you do, this is going to happen. It's going to do the same thing. No one's going to try to be the best version of themselves, because what's the point?
Yeah, like it brings that mentality out of people.
Yeah, I don't want people with victim mentality.
What's the point? It's the same shit when it comes to voting too. When people say that like the two-party system sucks, like my vote don't matter. Like
Mhm.
I've felt that for years, but like I've kind of educated myself on like the best way to start impacting this shit where I do feel like my vote matters. There's like
Yeah,
it's just the education. That's why I was saying like we start tackling this from like the schools, like our future generations will be better prepared to tackle this shit. You know, we shouldn't put it on our youth, but like it takes so many years to do this shit. We need to prepare our youth for it. Whether we're directly telling them or not, they'll be ready. They'll be ready.
and honestly, and kind of like how y'all said, the local elections, real change happens in communities. The real change that you want to see, if you want to see something take off nationally, if you want to perpetuate a mentality of not being stuck and not being a victim, that starts in your community. And I think it's okay to say to kids, this system that we're in right now does not work for us, but this is what we can do here. I can do mutual aid in my community. I can make sure that my neighbor is okay. I can make sure that my neighborhood is safe. I can make sure that this is happening here, and then that kind of spreads out. But that's what we have to focus on smaller pockets of our communities and spread outwards. And we have to be more community minded versus individualistic, or else we're not going to change. And yeah,
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
It's really about
Yes,
taking
ma'am.
action.
Right.
It's really about taking action. I feel like it's a lot of like spread awareness. It's like, yeah, spread awareness, but like you also need to put in some sort of like incentive. Otherwise, things are not going to change. You could talk about like, we need to do this, we need to do that. But if you don't do anything, then you know what I
Yes,
mean?
ma'am.
Yeah.
We could talk all day, but if we don't take any action, what's the point of talking?
Go out there
We
and
just
vote.
wasting breath.
Vote,
We just wasted
learn who you're
breath.
voting for.
Exactly.
Yeah. Lee, were you there for that part of the discussion yesterday where I said that about the community?
The
community
I
stuff?
brought it up too. I brought it up too.
Yeah.
It's true.
No, but what I wanted to say was like when I did bring that up, like, do you know how like the look of most people, how defeated they felt because they were like, oh no, like that's not gonna do anything. That's gonna take too long. Like, but it's literally the one thing that you can actually control and actually do. Like that's literally the one thing you can do. Like the long shot of you producing this candidate that becomes president of the United States of America, that's like slim to none. It's slim to none.
Right.
We might
because we're stuck in the fucking
we might not
two-party
get another
system.
Obama.
It's been proven time again, it doesn't work. You know.
Right.
Oh, and I would also like to say that like any person that goes into office or goes that far or to become president or whatever or part of Congress or part of the Senate, they're gonna have alternative motives for themselves. Anybody that motivated to go that high is not always a good person. Not everybody has that same mindset. There's something that they're trying to get out of it. Now, whether or not it benefits the people at the same time, and that's like a whole nother thing. And we just need to realize that, we got to kind of pick and choose our poisons, constantly taking like an L somewhere. I just feel like that's just the American life. That's just life in general. You're just choosing what you're losing at constantly. If you pick like the best job where you're like the happiest, you might be taking an L on money. So like you taking a job where you're happy every day, work is amazing, and you might just lose out on like a lot of funds and have to pick up a second job because of that. But like I said, it's just picking L's.
I'm convinced life is about choices and trade-offs. Choices and trade-offs.
L's? Oh, we taking L's, right? No, hey, y'all.
It's bound to happen.
Okay. So does anybody have anything else they would like to say or add?
No.
I'm good.
Everybody's good? Everybody's good? All right. So look, this has been episode 36 of the Homeroom with Smooth podcast. I want to thank everybody for coming on. I want to thank everybody that did watch for watching, and everybody that will watch for watching as well. But anyway, talk to y'all later. We're out.
Peace.